trust the weather or women.
You can never trust weather or women, huh?
Yeah, these are the two things you can never trust.
But trust them, man.
Yeah, you can trust men. You just can't trust women. That's why I would never invite you to Glasgow, especially while you're single. But you're not single. You got a girlfriend in Mexico. When is your girlfriend coming back? Oh yeah, I got your
Yeah, she
email.
should be. Yeah, she should be back anytime soon. I don't really necessarily I don't necessarily like have a like a schedule for her
Right.
because she's actually trying to like stay over here full time, but it's not hasn't been working out because her job is really important. Right? It's she's got a job where I told her like you have to follow that opportunity. Like I wouldn't want you to lose it. So
Right.
it's it's
So has
it's
she
been
not
like
got
that.
a?
But
So has she not got an equivalent opportunity in U.S.?
yeah, she does. But the thing is that this is like very lucrative. It's a good job. It's a good job opportunity. But basically she's a translator. Like she translates from English to Spanish for courts and stuff like that. But
Right.
she got a job
Right.
with a big firm that
Mhm.
works in Mexico and in the United States. But I told her you can't you know you can't let that go. It's a good company. They pay good money. Just stick with it. But of course it's she has to leave. Back and forth, and she gets sad and lonely, and I get sad and lonely. But we have to be adults about it. Hey, hey, Pete. Hey, did he? What happened to him? Yo, I lost him already. We were doing fine. What happened? No. What's up, Greg? What's up, news now? I was trying to surprise people orange by going live on the sneak. I don't know what happened to him though. Oh, there he is.
Can you not hear me now?
I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
Right.
We're live, just so you know.
Right. Good afternoon, News Now enemy and Greg. Good afternoon to you boys. How are you all doing today?
Did you see when we went live? Because I was trying to sneak it.
No, I can't see because I'm on a mobile phone. So if I minimize this screen, then you can't hear me.
Ah, I see. I see. Okay.
And here we go. We got some fingers up from conspiracy music.
Oh, hang on. Oh, I dropped my mic. Hey,
Oh well,
conspiracy.
you can drop your mic or you can have the mic and we still can't hear you at times.
Well, I
We
got I got a new mic now, so I'm hoping that the sound sounds clear and everything sounds good.
no, you definitely sounds a lot better than you did before.
Thank you.
Yeah, you definitely do. So, what are your thoughts with regards to this guy from New York that dropped the
Who?
lassie?
He's terrible. That I don't care. Look, I'm gonna say this. Was the lady wrong for hitting him, for smacking him, like in the first place? I think she was wrong for doing that.
Yes,
He
she was
was,
wrong. She was wrong to do what she did. But
yeah,
on the other side, what you do is you call the police, right?
yes,
Because
exactly. He should have called the police. Yeah,
yeah, he had on his camera in his video he had her number plate or registry, so he could call the police. She would have gone into prison. But what he did, he punched her, and he's
yeah,
lucky that the girl. You know, there are people that have had one punch and they have ended up dying.
yes, because of the
So
way they fall. Yes,
yeah, I mean the lassie fell to the left, so she's lucky because the right kidney is more secure than the left kidney because left kidney is towards the back, whereas the right kidney is towards the front. So she could
Right.
have ended up with a kidney damage. She could have had broken ribs. It's pretty easy, and I know all this is because I'm an epileptic. And as an epileptic, I have broken all my ribs, and I have damaged
Yes.
my left kidney. But kidneys do repair itself. But that's why he's now have to behave himself for 90 days.
Yeah. Well, as conspiracy music says, he did instigate the whole thing, and absolutely, conspiracy music. I believe that he did instigate the whole thing by making a big deal out of nothing, right? And he was wrong at that point. And she had every right to be upset with him, and I get that, but she had no right to hit him. Now, just
Yeah.
like she had no right to hit him, he had
Mhm.
no right to come up behind her and hit her like he did.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if it was if he knocked the way he knocked her down was terrible, and I think he should have got more than 90 days. They should have gave him a year in jail for doing that. But
No,
the thing,
but you need to realize within the American uh, court system, right? They always bring down whatever the case originally is. So there could be three felonies, and they will bring it down to one felony, and they'll say, "Well, let go of the other two," purely because that it costs too much for the government to have to spend the money, and
yeah,
where
yeah,
the
I understand that.
prosecutors
Yeah,
all they want is they want statistics, and that's why he got well. He has to behave himself for next 90 days, and if he does, then it won't be on his record.
but it is a mark of that guy's character, though. Like, because
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing. I've gotten slapped by many a women for many of
Mhm.
things, right? But I've
Mhm.
never in my life decided to I'm gonna punch a woman like he punched her. And I know a lot of people are gonna be like, woman, men, whatever, like equal, all that stuff or whatever. But the fact of the
Mhm.
matter is, physically, men and women are not equal, and we're not equal in that
Yeah.
sense. Like, you can't fight a woman like you fight a man. It's just is
Mhm.
is it's just regular physical things that, like, put it
Mhm.
this way. I wouldn't hit a child. I wouldn't hit a kid. Why? It's not because a kid wouldn't deserve it if you ever hit me in the face, right? But you don't hit a
Mhm.
child because they're much smaller and much weaker than you, and so you
Mhm.
don't do it.
Mhm.
You don't
I mean,
do that. And
looking at the chat, conspiracy music brought in a really good point. He says there was no excuse for hating that woman. He instigated the whole thing. Yes, I
yeah,
totally agree
absolutely.
with you. I totally agree with you. And I'm an anti-frauditor from the get-go. Everybody knows that. But if you're looking at the law itself, within the US, the law is if somebody attacks you, your response should be equal or less than the attack you have faced. But unfortunately, in this situation, spitting on someone is an assault, which was not the same thing in the UK. So, yes, I totally agree with everybody who thinks that he should not have punched her because she had her back on him. And it was in the moment. So I agree with Greg says that both of them were wrong, and two
Yeah,
wrongs don't
absolutely.
make a right. I totally agree with that. But you have to look at the logic of things. And the reason why he got 90 days and the nurse was let free is because his response to her action was more than what he should have been able to do. That's why he got that.
Well,
I mean, it's
I also
go on.
think even though she was wrong in hitting him and spitting at him, I also think
Mhm.
that if you look at both situations, when she spit and hit at him, at least he was facing her, like they were facing each other.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
believe he sucker punched her. I believe he sucker
yeah,
punched her because if
yeah,
you see in the footage, she's walking
yeah,
away from him
yeah,
and he's coming up
yeah.
behind her.
Yeah, and
So
that's the reason why that's the reason why he got the 90 days.
yeah, that
And
was terrible, and that's a
yeah,
that just speaks volumes more about him than it does her. I know,
well, yeah.
like I said, she obviously seemed like a very frustrated person because I could tell that she's been facing a lot of frustration. A lot of people have probably told her a lot of things. They probably got at her like really bad because if you hear her, she's like saying like you know, like I'm an AMT and I help people, you know, like, so I think she's been
Yeah,
really frustrated lately. She's probably been like berated or
yeah,
told a lot of things lately, and this just was set her off, you know. And it's
yeah.
and he did make a really big deal. He says she parked in front of a fire hydrant, but when you look at the video, the space
Mm,
on the fire hydrant is huge. It's like it's
yeah.
not even like, I mean, it's not even like she's actually blocking it. It's like she's
Hmm.
not really on top of it. You know, like he made a really big deal out of something that really meant nothing.
Yeah. And while I'm at the subject, there are two people that we need to say good morning to. That's Tequila Kit and Highway Star. Good morning to both of you.
Hey, what's up, guys? Taquilero Kid. Speaking of tequila,
Tequila.
Pete Barnes is getting drunk already. So just so you know,
No, no, no.
he's throwing
No,
it
no, no,
back.
no, no. I'm not drunk yet. I'm tipsy. To know that I'm drunk is when my American accent goes out of the window and my pure Scottish accent comes out. So
Ah,
since
okay.
now I'm standing outside and I'm not inside the bar, and that they don't serve alcohol outside, that's the reason why that you guys are still safe for now, anyway.
We're gonna watch
I
him
mean,
get drunk. There
yeah, that would be fun. Tell you what, it's only coming up to 5 o'clock. Give me about another two
we go.
hours, another 2 hours, and do another talk show, and I guarantee you, none of you guys from the US would able to understand me.
Ooh, Tiny's rat killing. My cat would love that.
Right, we have a question. Conspiracy music
Eh,
question. Does she have
Does
the
she have a
right
right
to
to?
park there? Is she not parking enforcement? I would think the rules are a bit different for her anyway. Well, no.
Yeah.
The law applies same to every individual and every citizen in America. Either they be uh, working for hospitals or working for the government. However, at the same time, uh, there is a mutual respect. Now, through COVID, I have my brother who's a urologist. They deal with kidneys, and I have a sister who's a neurologist. She deals with brain, and my nephew, he was a registrar. I don't know what the American terminology is. He's like a junior doctor, and he was working in the hospital when the COVID initially hit the United States. And my brother did not take a day off. He worked every day for nearly a year and a half. Uh, yeah, people had different feelings that, if a doctor is working, a specialist working for every day, that you wouldn't trust that person. But on the other hand, I can also understand that all my family is from medical school and specialty and all that stuff. I can understand them. And yeah, my sister, my nephew felt after the restrictions were over that they weren't being appreciated for all the hard work they did. And nurses in particular were not given the respect. Well, you can clap every day. We used to clap every day. Uh,
Well,
but when it came down
hang on.
to paying, paying them financially to help them, that didn't happen. And we have had
Yeah.
new studies. We have had new studies done in England compared to Scotland. In Scotland, we have slightly different laws. The Scottish nurses were given 5% pay rise. and when they got pay rise, there was a whole different psychological difference. So there are, how the nurse behaved is a very complicated from all directions that you can look at. Well, the bottom line is no, the nurse should not have behaved the way she did. But
Yeah,
on the other
well,
hand, the frauditor should not have done what he did.
you
He,
know, the thing is that is she a parking enforcement? No, she wasn't a parking enforcement. She was an EMT. She was there doing a secondary job, and she wasn't doing her EMT job. So that's why I say her argument wasn't an argument towards whether she should park there or not. But did he make a mountain out of a molehill? Yeah, I mean,
yes, yeah,
if you if you look at the way she parked, it's not like she was in front of the fire hydrant. She was a little bit
yeah,
off the fire hydrant. Now, technically, was she in the wrong? Yeah, because it
yeah.
was still in the zone of the fire hydrant. Sure,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
that's making a mountain out of a molehill, and he
Yeah.
was berating her in such a way that it was like anybody would be like, you're being ridiculous, right? But
Hmm. Hmm.
obviously she had something else happening. Like
Yeah.
it's like not only was she being upset because of the way he was uh overacting over this little incident, but
Hmm.
obviously she had other stressors for being an EMT that were getting to her, like a PTSD moment that was like she you could tell by her emotions towards him
Hmm.
that she was letting out a lot of emotion that she
Yeah.
had built up,
Yeah.
and that
Yeah.
was that was something that he couldn't understand because he just kept
No.
coming at her, and obviously he
Hmm.
loved that interaction. He loved the fact
Yeah.
that she was yelling at him and everything, up until the
Hmm.
point that he got hit and he got spit on, which would which these auditors, they think that everybody is going to be like the police, where they're going to be professional and they're just not going to like do anything to them. But
Hmm.
these things are going to happen, and it's going to, next time, who knows, it could be a man,
Hmm.
it could be two people, it could be three people, it could be like this guy in New York public tours who's
Hmm.
getting the whole village going after him. Like he's got a whole dang, village coming after him, and trying to beat him up and hurt him. But
Yeah.
why? Because they don't stop. Okay, you made your point. She was
Hmm.
moving. Move on.
Hmm.
Leave her alone. Why do you have to
Hmm.
berate her and continue and
Yeah.
continue and continue? It's
Yeah.
because you love
I mean,
that. You love that interaction.
yeah. I mean, Tequila Rocket. There was a really good comment there. It says he started the harassment for his video. That is very true. Uh, I My background, and Jerry knows this. My background is from psychology, counseling, and neuro linguistic programming. And NLP, neuro linguistic programming, is what I do is I see beyond what you see of facial expressions. I go beyond all that and really see the core of the issue, whatever that might be. The frauditors, the one New York's upstate, what happened to him day before yesterday, and what he did yesterday. Now he's going to get himself. Well, he's already got himself into a lot of trouble, and I have given him about a month. He is going to be within that month. He's going to have to try and find another place to live because he's pushed it as far as he possibly could. And the police, when he called the police weren't very helpful towards him.
I actually, no, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I think Familiar TV covered that. I know for the Reaper had covered that. Uh,
Is it
and
the same
and
guy?
yeah. New York Upstate. He comes in on the Morning to Friday show. He was in. I can't remember if it was. Yeah, he was in on Saturday, and he got kicked out by News Now enemy, and which was fine. because I was willing to get in. His girlfriend was talking to for to Reaper, and she was coming across as a victim. But having seen the latest video where he was going around and he was really winding the neighbors up, you don't you don't poop where you eat. It's a normal saying,
Right, right,
you know.
right. He the thing is is that he has this very big victim complex because it's like he's like what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Right? And it's like you're doing obviously you're doing something wrong because I could understand if you had like maybe one neighbor or maybe like two people in the village who didn't like you because you didn't like what you did, but when the whole
Mm,
village is telling you, hey bud, like we don't like you recording our kids, and that's another thing too that like he keeps doing this thing where he says, "Oh, uh, find a kid on my channel, find a kid on my videos," and it's
mhm,
like, but it's not about your channel; it's about you recording kids. That even if they couldn't find the
mm,
kid on your channel, obviously
mm.
they've seen you recording their kids, so
Yeah.
you're either putting yourself in a place where you're gonna record kids unwillingly, unknowingly, and you need to stop that,
Mm,
or you need to just stop recording people's kids because we don't know what's going on with you. Like mentally, I don't care if he wants to deny it or whatever. When a whole
mm,
village is saying that you're doing this activity, you can't deny it at
mhm.
that point.
Right,
Because a
right.
whole village is not gonna lie about that.
Keep on talking, and for those that are here and listening to us, be jealous because I'm just going inside the bar just to order my next drink. So you keep talking, and I will mute my mic so that
Okay, P.
you guys don't get all the music because it's very very loud. Because it's a bank holiday tomorrow. I'll explain what that means.
There's, there, P. Damn, man. I thought he said he was gonna mute it. Jeez. Oh, damn, that hurt my ear. Oh, jeez. Ah, I hope nobody's wearing earphones like me. That hurt. That hurt my ears. Oh yeah, but yeah, man, that guy sucks. These New York guys, they really suck. Well, I don't know if they're trying to take the championship away from the California guys. I hope they do, but I don't know if that's what they're trying to do. But gosh, they suck. Um, how's everybody doing down there? He obviously highway star. He does, and to be honest, I think that I think that he does and she does as well. I don't think she's I think she's dealing with a lot. I think that she had a lot of stress because I remember I used to date this girl who was like really really sweet, like really nice, a really nice girl who liked to help everybody, but she never really like would express herself when people would annoy her or get angry. So she would like really like keep everything to herself. And then one day she completely blew up on somebody. Like she just had like a straight mental breakdown. And seeing that lady how she went off, it just reminded me of her. And I'm like, I think that lady's a really sweet lady, really nice lady. And she probably was at her end. She was probably at her end at that point, and she just had to just let it go. And I think that's what happened. That's right, PeckBot. PeckBot has all the information for you. He's connected directly to the Google machines. What's up, Logan? How you doing, buddy? Nice to see you. I'm here with Pete Barnes. He's getting his drink right now. He's celebrating his the crowning of his new king. I don't think he cares. How's everybody doing? Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, we're here, Logan. We're talking about the Sucker Punch New York auditor guy and New York Public Tours, the guy that pretends he's not doing anything bad. just having a conversation about that. I also wanted to talk about Brooklyn artists. So this is like a whole New York day, just so everybody knows. It's like we're really talking about New York right now because then you got the orange thief who was passing out oranges. That's right. And I think the whole thing about passing out oranges, dude, he's like completely missing it. He's completely missing the point of the things that he did. I mean, passing out oranges, great. Did you steal them? Where did you get those oranges from? Like, wouldn't it have been better if he would have gone to the store where he stole the orange and he would have looked he would have found the owner and told them, you know what, because I stole the orange, I'd like to do some community service here at the store and actually do some work for you today. I think that would have been a much better apology than passing out oranges and trying to like quiz people on the government, because that that I thought that was such a dumb thing to do. I think if you really want to, like, show that you're willing to pay back for the things that you did, go and help the guy that you actually stole from. Like, go and record yourself, helping him out. Do a day's work or something. Who knows? I don't know, something to that effect. Yeah, I did. I actually saw that one too. Yeah, no, I do believe that there were some people actually there who were ready to show him up, but I think that it's because he was holding up the camera, and you saw, what a coward too. What a coward. I know his anybody who saw his video where the coward puts on that glove, and I don't know if you guys saw the glove, but the glove had brass knuckles on it. It was like the type of glove that looks like you would use, like, if you went to Dirty Fight or whatever. It, and he was like, "Oh, I'm being threatened." First off, you weren't in self defense if you weren't threatened, because if you said that you weren't threatened enough to put on that glove in order to fight that woman, then you weren't threatened in the first place. So that's where I think not only was it a sucker punch, but he knew that he was going to be able to hurt her bad when he hit her. That's why I think they should have given him more time. But like PPARS does make a good point that over here, you got all that stuff going on with the DAs and stuff like that, and it's New York. I don't know, New York. That's the whole situation with the bail and all the lowering of the charges. But he should have got a year for that, because that's horrible. Like, he knew that he wasn't threatened. He put on that glove when he was threatened, and that just goes to show how much of a coward he is. He can't fight anybody fairly one on one. He can't do it. That's why he has that glove, because he can't do it. He can't fight people normally. Right? Yeah, that was in Brooklyn Artists. Yeah, and and that's the thing, is that, like, we say it all the time. We I do, like, over here, like I told everybody, I live in Los Angeles. I try to do what I can for my community and stuff like that. But at times it gets frustrating when you see things that happen where they're out of your control, because you see people doing this in your neighborhood, and things where you like, you convey, you get along, and it's like, it sucks. You get upset about it. But for somebody to come and steal something and then say, this is my town, this is where I live, and this is that, I can do whatever the hell I want, it gives you, like, it's like, gives you pause, because I would never do that here. I would never do something like that here. So it's like, it it it, it sucks that somebody has that kind of mentality. Like, you would think that if it's your community, you would try to protect it instead of trying to, like, hurt it in that way. Right, Peck. Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like, okay, great. You spent some money on some oranges, like, so why didn't you just buy the orange that you stole in the first place? You and it doesn't that doesn't sway me that you're gonna stop stealing, because obviously if you were able to do it on camera while you were on live with, with no scruples about it, there's no, you don't care about what people think. You don't care about it. The only thing you care about is that your channel is going to lose some subs, or that you might lose some support. you might lose that money that you're getting for actually not doing nothing. So that's why you care that you're going to give $100. But why do that? Why do that? Like I said, we don't even know if he got those oranges from the same place that he stole from. You know what I mean? Like, show where you got the oranges, show where you bought them. You're like, I would go back to the place. And obviously, he probably doesn't go back to the place because he probably got into it with the guy right there. You know, who knows? I would at least have shown exactly where I got those from. Dude, you know what? I do that because and I tell everybody when I was wrong about things, you know, like before when I was younger, when I was a kid, and even when I had my first car, I still didn't care about the carts. I would like throw them everywhere and not give a damn. But the day that I had a brand new car, the day that I had a car off the lot, right? And I went to the supermarket, and somebody like let a car slip and hit my car, and I didn't, you know, like I flipped out. You know, like I flipped out because I it was a brand new car, you know, like paint job and everything. You know what I mean? And so I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? I was this asshole. I was this kid that didn't give a damn about where the carts were, and so it's a thing that, you know. Welcome, Hezekiah.
What's up, hippies?
How you doing, pal?
I'm all right. I'm all right. How are you?
We're good. We're right here. We're just having to talk about all the things we've seen this week, and we're talking about our basically this is a New York. Let's let our steam off about these guys. Podcast right now, I guess you could say, because we're talking about the sucker punch. We're talking about Orange Thief. We're talking about the village idiot. And we're basically just like letting off our steam about all these guys because I was telling everybody that I agree with you about a guy that he sucker punched that girl, even though you don't see it in the camera, even though you don't see him actually punch her, right? But you can tell because she's walking away, and he obviously had to clock back, right? So he didn't have enough time to see her turn around. I'm pretty sure he gave her a good hit, in like from the side, from the back, and she fell, and that was terrible. That was horrible. It speaks a lot on that guy's character, on whether, like somebody who sucker punches is already a coward in my book, but to sucker punch somebody that's smaller than you, and I'm not even gonna go to the fact that she's a woman, just that she's smaller in size, and he sucker punched her. It's like, dude, you're not only you're a coward, you're weak. I mean, there's so many things that like you I don't even know why anybody would follow somebody like that.
Well, did you catch the end of the video that I made on him, where it was after he got out of jail the next day, and he was telling the story of what happened, and he's
Right.
he's talking to he's talking to his audience, but he addresses a specific person, and he says, "Oh, and by the way, now that I'm on probation, I can't fight. So you know that thing we're supposed to do Monday? I ain't gonna be able to do that." So he's the kind of person who has pre-planned, I'm going to go beat somebody up isms going on in his life that now he can't do because he's on probation.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like he was already gonna go do some cowardly stuff already, and yeah, like I said,
And the fact that he
I'm
carries
so
around that glove and everyone's
yeah,
telling him,
exactly.
that's a safety glove for biking. Yeah, he's biking on New York City streets that he needs a safety glove for when you're biking in the mountains for mountain biking in case you fall off
Yeah,
and you need to protect your knuckles from, dirt and trees and twigs. He's walking. So what does he need a mountain biking glove in his pocket for? To knock people out with.
right, right, and that's the thing. That's the thing is that like, oh, you're gonna put it on when a guy threatens you, or when a guy's telling you like, I'm gonna show you what, like what a real man is about, or whatever, like that's when you put it on. You don't put it on. You don't have it on, like when supposedly you're threatened by the nurse, right? But you put it on when the man comes at you, right? So it just goes to show his character. It just completely, he showed his
Or
character,
lack
just like just
thereof.
yeah, exactly. It just like Brooklyn Audit showed his character, regardless of him going to give out, oranges, on the streets or whatever, for with, he says he spent $100. like my idea was this. If I would have if I would have done something like he did, you know what I mean, and say I would have got caught and I would have never do anything like that. But let's just say that that did happen. But my idea would be go to the store owner and tell them, hey, you know what? In order to make this right, I want to work a day for you right here at your store. Now I'm gonna record it. I want to record myself because I got to show the people that I'm doing this. But I want to work here where I did the actual problem, not buy 100 oranges and go, you know, pass them out. I mean, who cares? You know what I mean? We don't even know if those $100 were yours. How do we know that those $100 didn't come from your subscribers and you just went and bought some
Did.
oranges? Yeah, and you know, like, and you're over here acting like, oh, look, I can buy these oranges or whatever. You know, it's so aggravating and frustrating. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I forgot I muted people.
Yeah, thank you for remembering me. First of all, I would like to say good morning to Danny. Thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Yes,
Uh,
hello, Danny.
hey, Hazaya, I love your video, the what you covered with regards to your point of view, which was a lot more amazing because I love the way that you see things from outside the box. Now, here's one question for all of you, and I will, even though that I'm asking the question, I will go first. We all have stolen at some point in our lives. I was 4 years old. I was given a penny to go get myself a notebook. Uh, they ran out of notebooks, so what I did was, for a penny, I bought some sweets. So when I came home, I knew enough that I did wrong, so I hid it in my pocket. So when I got home, my dad was working in a different country. And while we sat down for lunch, my granddad, my mom's dad, he saw something fell out of my pocket. And he picked it up and he says, "Is that yours?" And I just went totally quiet. And then he said, and my mom said, "Where did you spend that penny?" And I couldn't respond back. So my granddad got up, gave me a slap on my butt. And that was the last time I ever stole. So I learned my lesson because that slap wasn't the only thing. After that, my mom and my granddad helped me realize that stealing was bad. When I became homeless back in 2009, there were times when I was starving and I've never begged in my life. And it was very hard for me to beg, to put a cup in the front. But I never stole because of the lesson I learned when I was 40 years old. So we all have done it, but our parents have brought us up in the right way. So Brooklyn Audit, the way he came across, it was as if he didn't care. And the only reason why he spent $100, and I question that he spent that $100, but his approach was taken, but he never finished that box of oranges that he spent, and that's what worries me.
Um, did you finish? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
No, yeah, yeah.
yeah. I finished.
Logan Sandman makes a good point. Um, have you ever stolen anything is one of the first questions on a background check for security clearance. If you say no, you failed because then you're obviously a liar. So,
Yeah.
but the fact of the matter is, um, what's going on with this kid is that he, it is, let's put it this way. Even here's the deal who supported easy cameras for hitting the girl. Even he has put out another new video against Brooklyn audits because his buying those 100 oranges and passing them out is so blatantly obvious, even to the other side. Somebody just
Wow.
getting this horrible reaction for stealing and trying to, oh, no, I'm going to make up for it. Watch. And it's obviously disingenuous. You know, it's obviously crap.
I'm I'm sorry, but this I find it hilarious. I find it hilarious that here's the deal: is having such a hard time with Brooklyn audits, right? But is just like giving a pass to this dude that sucker punched a woman. I'm like
Unconscious. Could be permanent brain damage.
right. Like they're both terrible, but one did a physical act, the other did a, like something where like you steal. I don't know how you can compare them. They're both equally to me as terrible and unredeemable. I don't get it. I don't know what's in that guy's mind.
Yeah. Hey, listen, real quick. I got to do this. Can you highlight the Logan Sandman hippies comment?
Sure.
Have you ever heard of a comedian named John Lovitz?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. His character from Saturday Night Live. Hippies? No, I'm not smoking weed. Sure, that's it. That's the ticket. Sorry, I just had to do that because that's how John Lovitz. That's how John Lovitz used to do it on Saturday Night Live. Sure, yeah, that's the ticket. He'd always just lie.
Yeah. I remember that. I've heard that.
I knocked the dwarf onto a wheelchair once. Out to. Oh, that's always fun.
And okay, now just to switch it up a little bit because those two guys suck, and I hope they get kicked out of their communities.
Real quick,
But
I just want to make this point too. Someone pointed it
good.
out yesterday in my live stream. It might have been corrections. In 1 week, we went from the California crew being the worst in the world to now the New York crew is making them. They're out. When was the last time SGV knocked someone out? When was the last time one of those with freaking media stole something? Like New York crew saw how terrible California crew was and said, "Hold my beer."
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said earlier too. I don't know if New York, wants to take the championship away from California because they're like, oh hell no, like we're not gonna let them be the worst. You know what I mean? We're gonna be the worst. So it feels like they're trying to do some sort of competition here. But I will say this for the California guys. I don't think SGV could sucker punch somebody because I don't think he's fast enough to do that.
That's why he has to pepper spray everybody.
Yeah, that's why he has to pepper spray everybody. Yeah. But
Good
and
Citizen
and
News
and
got
I don't,
arrested yesterday too. By the way,
what happened?
Good Citizen News got arrested yesterday too.
That's good. I'm glad. Yeah, I hope they lock him up. And what do you get? What do you get arrested for? I didn't see the video.
Well, I haven't either. I just saw that Galveston Island Transparency posted a video begging for bail money for Good Citizen, but I don't know. I didn't see Good Citizen's video. Maybe the cops took it or he took it down or what. I don't know.
I saw a video. I think Professor Craig put it up about him going into some mayor's office, and he got to walk in and actually have a conversation with the mayor. But that mayor was really nice. That mayor wasn't being a jerk to him, but he was still being a jerk to everybody else, of course, because everybody was telling him you need to go sign in and stuff. And he's like, well, I signed in. I signed in. It's like, dude, like they're telling you, go, you gotta sign in, bro. Like, go sign in. He's like, let's sign in. Are these papers? What about these papers over here? Where can I get these papers? Like, causing a distraction. It's like, dude, go sign in. Jesus.
Right. I don't know, man. But anyway, you asked me to pop in, so I popped in. But I got a lot of stuff I need to take care of today. Um,
Oh, all right, whatever. I don't care. Fine, go ahead, leave. I don't
hey,
care.
where
Fine.
were you on Cinco de Mayo? I was doing all
Where
of my
was
cooking jokes, and you weren't there.
I was with the insurance agent. I had to go and like report my car as a total loss. 'Cause,
Yeah.
we were yeah we were and I hate these insurance agents. I hate them because they send me an email and they say, what time are you available? I say we could go anytime. Like please, like as soon as possible so we can get this thing done. And the guy's like, sure, okay, I'll meet you up at this time. Like we had set an early time so I could get it done, whatever. Fill out the paperwork and everything. I get there, I get to the mechanic place where he had sent me to. I'm sitting there for hours, dude, and I'm just telling the mechanic right there, like, dude, could you call the guy? Could you figure out what's going on? This guy sends me there. He's never been there in his whole life. He's never been to this mechanic place his whole life. And he finally gets there like, oh, I could have been here like 20 minutes ago. I actually was lost because I couldn't find it. I'm like, dude, why are you telling me this? I've been sitting here for like 3 to 4 hours. Why are you telling me that you could have been here 20 minutes ago? Let's get this done. Don't tell me what you could have done. Let's just get this done. And then he's just going over the car like, like just picking every little detail. And it's like, I'm not going to fix this car. I'm not going to fix it. There's no fixing this car. We're not doing that. It's a total loss. Come on now. Let's get this over with. Call it a total loss because let's just get it done. He's just picking every. Oh my gosh! I got. Obviously, I can vent about it, but I'll let you go ahead. But that's what happened to me on Friday. That's what I was doing.
All right, and here's what I was doing. You know how I always do this? All right.
All right.
Yeah, well, on Saturday or on Friday, I was doing this. Olay.
Nah, you see, I should have been there because I would have told you to go. Orale.
Orale. Oh. Orale, vato. All right. Goodbye.
See you later, bud. P, are you still there?
Yeah. So, have you had the second opinion on your car at all?
No, it's a total loss.
So, because the photograph that you sent me, your door all smashed up. So, has it affected your engine as well?
It didn't really affect the engine like say per se it caused a lot of damage, but the framework is really bad. The chassis and everything it's bad. Like the airbags went off on the door side, which is weird. I never seen that before. That happened to me.
Right.
Chris Jackson, you want to join us up here? Oh wait, hang on. P, I don't know if you're inside or you're outside, but right now I'm getting a lot of feedback, a lot of boom 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 boom. I don't know if you're inside or outside. You should unmute.
So now I have to go inside again.
Yeah, go outside. There's a lot of noise happening right now. I can't really like.
Right, hang on. Is this any better?
Yeah, that's better. There you go. That's way better. Oh no! You're back. You're getting like I think that's speaker feedback that you're getting right now.
Well, it's not mine because I'm on my headphone. I
Well, it
can
ain't
put
me.
the speaker really close to my mouth.
Something's going on with you.
Is it just the two of us, or we have had another entry?
No. His he already left. Yeah, Danny says there's a hum.
Right, hang on. Let me move this side. Is that any better?
That you're doing better now, but it keeps coming back and forth.
Right. Well, there's not a lot I can do about it. But I'll tell you something. Have you got another guest coming?
Well, Chris Jackson says he wants to come up, so I'll let him come up if
Right.
if
So
you want to go down.
You let him come in, and then I'm going to say goodbye to all of you and continue enjoying my drink until I get absolutely steaming. And,
Well, I appreciate you coming up. Thank you.
No, it's my pleasure. It's always my pleasure, Jerry. Anytime you need help, you just let me know.
Of course.
And
Thank you, sir.
everybody in the chat, it was lovely talking to you. It was lovely seeing you all, and I will see you whoever I see you on Monday.
Oh, where did that laugh come from? Where did that laugh come from? All right. Okay, so I'm gonna drop the link. I'm not gonna I'll let anybody come up. But what I'm gonna do in order just in case we have sound issues or anything like that, we're gonna do a one by one situation. So if anybody wants to come up, I'm gonna drop the link so you guys can come up and we can talk about anything you guys want to. Subject is the New York audit, guys. So if you guys want to keep it to that, it'll be easier for us. And hang on one second. Okay. And the other subject you guys can go ahead and talk about that I want to talk about, of course, is KFAR getting to 10,000 subscribers. He's going to have his celebration later on tonight. And like if you guys want to talk about him, it's cool. KFAR is one of the nicest guys in the community. He's been one of the most respectful, and like I think one of the coolest guys by actually giving everybody else a chance to stream yesterday and saying, you know what, I'm going to take my celebration and do it, on another day. That's cool. Like that's a very cool thing to do. I think K4 has done a lot of respectful things. Here we go. Hello, Logan.
Hey, how's it going? How's my sound check?
Sound check 1 2 1 2. You sound clear. Sound nice.
Outstanding. Hey, speaking of your New York auditors, not yours, I'm sorry, bad choice of words. Do you have a video of, and I don't know who it is, who was sucker punching the girl?
I don't have video. I currently can't do that. I would have to wait for one of my partners that does that for me to get that going.
Okay.
And right now I got Chris and Peck in the back. So you guys hang on. I'm gonna do everybody one by one because of the sound stuff. So just hang tight. I will get you guys on. I'm gonna have a conversation with Logan, and then we'll switch it out. Okay.
Oh, hey, I can mute myself if you want to bring up another person. That's real easy.
Oh, sure. I just want to make sure like we everybody gets their words in and stuff like that. I don't want to like have everybody talking over and then having sound problems.
Okay, here, I'll mute myself and then bring up the next guy.
Okay, let's bring up Chris. Hang on. Chris, you're gonna have to do. I don't know what's going on with your situation, but it's not letting me bring you in. It's just I think maybe has to do with your camera or whatever. But double check what you got going on with your stuff and then come back because I can't bring you up. It just says banned from studio and kicked from studio, which is not a good thing. I'm not gonna do either. So let's bring up Peck now then. What's up, Peck?
How's it going?
How you doing, bud?
Oh, not too bad.
You don't sound bad.
Huh? No, I said not too
I
bad.
say not too bad. What you want to say about these New York guys, man?
I forget which channel it was. I'm pretty sure it was Fraud at Wrangler. But he did another video on this easy camera on guy, and he went to a police station. He was acting absolutely insane. A couple of the police officers tried to push him out the door. He went absolutely nuts, started fighting the police officers. They grabbed him. That old guy that was with PayPal Patty, and he completely went limp when the cops tried to grab him. and screaming
Yeah.
that he was in pain. He did exactly that, screaming that like he had back problems. Then he was screaming that he couldn't breathe. One of the cops said, "You can obviously breathe if you're screaming at us." And it was really racist. He was saying the N-word quite a lot.
Oh boy.
And like he sounds exactly like Eli. Like he speaks exactly the same as Eli. I'm pretty sure Eli is his hero. But yeah, the whole thing
Keep it moving, my peeps. Keep it moving.
And yeah, he was on the ground for ages complaining that his neck and back hurt because they threw him down the stairs when they didn't. They dragged him down the stairs with his legs limp. So nothing happened. His back didn't touch the stairs. And then he started throwing racial slurs at basically every officer that wasn't white around there, screaming his head off, screaming for the EMTs. Then when he finally gets up, he stands up and like goes to like crack his back and like seems to be all fine. Then literally like tries to basically like headbutt or like barge into another like one of the senior police officers, and they throw him to the ground again, and then he starts fake choking and screaming, I can't breathe, like and
Oh boy.
yeah, the video didn't last too long. The whole time though, there was this one cop that took his body camera off and was literally holding it basically in front of this guy's face the entire time. It was hilarious.
Dang, man, that's crazy.
So they've got everything on video, so there's no way he can come back and say that the police, like, sue the police and say that they assaulted him or anything, because everything's on camera. Like, so many cameras, it's not funny. Like, I saw it from just one angle, and there's obviously, like, 4 or so different other angles, because there was a hell of a lot of cops there. He was psycho.
I bet, man. I mean, for somebody to do what he did, he had to be. He has to be psycho. He has to be nuts. You know, like nobody does what he did. You know, without having something wrong with them. Because I don't see anybody who's rational, a calm, rational person who would do something like that. You know what I mean? It's crazy. You have to be crazy. Uh, we saw you, Logan, rocking the beard. I saw that. You actually, your beard's coming in really good, huh? Yeah, it's better than it was before.
Yeah, no, it's growing out. This is about 3 months. No, a little
3
more.
months.
5 months. About 5 months.
Yeah. Nice.
So I'm trying to catch up to Jail Warren.
Yeah. Out there, I've, you know what, me installations have kind of, we're not to be gloom about it, but we think that he's passed. Not to be gloom about it, not to have any kind of like negative thoughts about it, but
Dude, JL.
we think.
Dude, I was on his live stream last night.
No. Jimbo. He's somebody that used to come on to Hez's mornings. He came on to he actually came and did a live with me one morning. But talking to him privately and stuff like that, he said he had some health problems. He said he had a lot of issues and stuff like that. And I honestly think that he's passed on. But it's just that since there's no way of communicating with him other than here on YouTube or on his social medias, wherever we were able to talk to him before, he's not responding. And so me and Salacious believe that he's passed on, and we just haven't been able to catch the news. But I hope not. You know, my fingers are crossed that he'll come on someday and talk to us again. But until then, that's my conclusion about it. I hope not though. But I really was looking hard for him. Like me and Salacious were trying to figure out, trying to make a sweep of obituaries, just doing everything we could to try to figure out what happened to him, because He was a good friend. He was a good guy, and you know, I hope we see him again someday. But if not, then I hope he's in a better place.
All right, this is going to sound like I'm being condescending, and I don't want it to sound that way. This is why it's so important that your social media contacts, write them down, so if you wind up in the hospital or God forbid worse, whoever your person is that you trust the most, they can get online and let people know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I know that he was a fairly lonely guy. I know that he told me that he had a sister or he had something like that, and he was living in a house by himself. Yeah, it's just a situation where like I think that anybody, like if like your situation, your health situation, you should always keep your like how you want things to go just in case something happens. And yeah,
Well,
like I said, go ahead.
obviously by the white in my beard, you can tell I'm old school. So I've got a phone book, a nice little leather phone book that I've got all that stuff in. And my
Yeah.
best friend is the person that's in my will. She's going to have to come over and, pick up the pieces that I fucked up and left behind. And that phone book is one of them. So she's going to be going around to YouTube and a couple other chat platforms that, something has happened to me.
Well, and that's what I hope, Danny. I hope that that's the situation with him. I hope that he was overly stressed or something like that, or maybe just dealing with something where he just walked away from everything, and he'll be back soon. Like I hope that's the case, because it was it was a very obvious thing when he was gone. Like we felt it, we really did feel it. Like I I became, like I would talk to him every morning. We would like go back and forth, and then he came out to my. He actually did his first panel with me, and it's in one of the episodes. Like if you go back and check out my lives, he actually paneled with me, and he was so proud of himself for being on with me that I was happy for him. I was happy that he was feeling so comfortable. Um, but yeah, I hope that we see him soon. I hope that nothing is happening to him. I hope for the best, but you know I'm not gonna like I know, I also know that a lot of a lot of you guys are well in your ages and stuff like that, and you have health issues, and I wouldn't be surprised if something happened. And well, that's the news with Jimbo.
Hey, Danny, I've taken timeouts from social media too. So, I mean, it does happen. So, hey, hope for the best.
Yeah, hope for the best. Hope for the best. Hopefully you come back, Jimbo. Jimbo, come back to us. We miss you, buddy. I guess I can bring in Chris now. He's gonna probably lighten up the mood. Chris, you're coming in, buddy.
Can you hear me? Hello?
There he is.
Yeah, I
Hi,
can hear you,
Chris.
pal.
All right. Well, let me take all my shit off. Hey,
What's up, bud?
now that I just dropped my glasses, hang on one sec. Ooh. That I do need, especially now that you're on my phone. I don't know what's going on with my computer. I had to do this on my phone. And to do that, as we were talking about old age and dotage, yeah. I what I used to be able to do without my glasses, I can't do anymore.
Right. Yeah. I mean, everybody here is, I think over the age of like 35, I would think. But yeah, there's a lot of things that are a little bit different. Like I forget how old I am too. I think that sometimes I forget that I'm 38. So like I'll go and like play basketball, and I'll be like, why is my back killing me right now? Oh, like, oh wait, yeah, that's right.
I've been wearing glasses since I was 12, and it's about every 10 years your vision changes.
I I'm just in cheaters, and I'm 48.
Okay, I
5 for readers.
I got 8 years on you,
Right.
and what I'm going through right now is my prescription glasses aren't working anymore to read, and I'm using cheaters now. All right, I'm in my 50s, and now I got to use reading glasses. Like, this sucks.
Yeah, it really, because it's finally warmed up here in Michigan. So I was able to go out fishing today, but I needed to up the, because I ordered my cheaters off Amazon. I'm not going to lie. Not a pitch for Amazon unless they're paying me, by the way. But I had to up my magnification to be able to tie knots because, the monofilament is clear anyway. And
I'm getting to the point where my fingers are getting too fat to be able to do fishing line anymore. I'm an old Boy Scout. I know the knots. It's just crap can't do it anymore.
I just couldn't thread the loop. And I mean, I know part of it. Like, I'm gonna hold up my pinky on it. There it is. So
That's a pinky.
I broke that. That was horribly dislocated. I'm 2 days out of the hospital. They might still have to do surgery. So
Clay's in the house. Hey, Clay.
Hey, Clay.
Well, I'm gonna have to face reality pretty soon and start getting my own set of glasses because I'm fighting it. I knew I needed glasses for like about 5 years now, but I'm fighting it. I'm just like, I'm fighting in the dark and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't need them. I don't need them. I'm gonna have to give in pretty soon.
Jerry, the realization for me, I was taking the kids about your age, 38. I was taking the kids down to the beach house in the Outer Banks, North Carolina, and we stopped a little south of Toledo, one of the rest areas, and whatever, Ohio doesn't count to me, but and they were ordering food, and I was like staring at the board, and this is way pre-COVID, blah blah blah, but I was like staring at the board and couldn't like read anything on it. And then I was thinking to myself as I'm taking the kids, because it didn't matter, I just put my card in, charge me, it's just money. But I was getting back in the truck to drive the kids another 12 hours to the beach. And I was thinking to myself, fuck, I can't read. Is this really safe for me to do like 85 from here to North Carolina? And kind of sketched me out a little bit. So, yeah. As you get older, dude, things break, things get worse. You get old, it happens. I mean, as somebody that's 10 years older than you, I'm not preaching.
Yes.
I'm just saying, check yourself. Yep.
I hear you. I've been giving myself the checkups and stuff like that. But the thing is that, like, I don't know about y'all, but me, I still feel inside. I still feel like I just turned 21, right? Like I don't know, like I don't feel like all this time has passed. I just know it when I'm talking to people who are younger than me. I know that I've gotten older. It's not a matter of me like knowing it. When I'm with my peers, when I'm with my girlfriend and stuff like that, I feel young. But when I talk to younger people who are actually the age that I believe I am, it's like, oh shit, I'm way older.
And Terry's here. Woo, hey Terry.
Hey, what's up, Terry? Nice to see you, buddy.
Jerry, what I was going to say is when I'm with your girlfriend too, I feel that I'm much.
How dare you? How dare you?
Oh, you walked into that one, bro.
If somebody hadn't put that on it like a pedestal for me to knock out of the ballpark. Yeah, dude, we all feel that way, and just that's going to be the way you feel throughout your entire adult life.
My biggest problem being an adult is having to remind myself that I'm not 12 anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's true
Oh,
though.
and my best friend gets so pissed off at me. She hates comic book movies, and when the Avengers or Iron Man comes on, I'm like, woo!
God bless you, Avenger.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know about the latest stuff. Like, have you guys seen any of the phase? What is it? What phase are we in? Is it?
And it's
Hey,
getting to MCU 5 now.
Yeah.
Pick, are you on your vibrator? What's going on there?
But,
That's not me.
Yeah,
I
alarm.
same signal. I haven't moved.
I
Okay.
had to take my pills. I was literally taking my pills when the alarm went off.
Ah, very good, very good. Good.
Oh, thank God someone else has to take their pills.
Oh my God. I take 18 pills in the mornings, afternoon, night. So I'm all about pills.
You want me to shake my box? I keep them in a box.
Jerry's girl shakes her box. And again, sorry, somebody tossed that up. I had to punt it out of the phone.
You have to.
You're gonna make her come on here and yell at you. You know that, right?
That's fine. I apologize.
Wait till my girlfriend shows up. She's half my age.
And in fairness, I'm going to leave that one alone. So.
Oh no! Please don't. If she comes in the side chat, but by all means, she can handle herself. Don't worry.
Since we're making fun of ourselves for being old, I had to sign onto my phone to do this because something's going wrong with my speakers.
And you had to scroll down and go, "What was your birth year?"
No, I can't see the side chat because I'm in the little Foursquare on the top. And under that, it just tells me I'm in the show.
Yes, you are.
This is a show, right? So, but yeah, I mean,
I'll see you later, Highway Star.
And Jerry, just to be honest, I mean, I did everything right. I got a master's degree. I ran a college. A multi-million-dollar.
Was your degree in baiting?
Well, that was my undergrad, but yeah, we all fake it. I mean, we may not know it until we have to do it, but we're all just faking it.
Oh man, come on! I used to bust my ex-girlfriend's chops all the time. I said, what does a scientist say? Scientist says, how many moles are in that solution? What does a businessman say? Are stocks up or down? What does a liberal arts major say? Would you like fries with that?
Exactly.
I'm sorry.
You could do that, or you could modernize that. Would you like that as a grande or?
That's right.
All grande or vente.
Well, no, I don't know if you guys have actually seen more college bachelor degrees work at Starbucks than at any other company in the world.
So basically, they should just start.
That does not surprise me, considering how many college kids go to Starbucks to study. They get into a comfort zone.
Yeah, but that wouldn't be a graduate, right?
Well, no, and the graduate doesn't want to get out of that comfort zone, and they need a job, and they go work at Starbucks.
Yeah, I got like about 5 buddies who are just they're nonstop going to school. Like they've already got like a master's degree and stuff like that. I'm like, you're still going to school? They're like, yeah, like, and I'm like, why? But I get it. There's a comfort. There's a way of doing things that they're used to, and they just don't want to break away from it.
And there's $16,500 free money a year.
Yeah.
Pell Grant. That's Pell Grant, and you're, as long as you're getting your education, Pell Grant will pay. Plus, you get, it doesn't count as income, so you get all the bonus bucks from the state for housing and food and everything.
In California, two things will get you a bunch of free money. One is going to school, and two is having a shitload of kids.
Was that a proposition?
You know, I didn't get dick going to school in California,
Chris.
and I'm not having kids.
I'm just saying now that gender like just a question mark. I think Jerry was propositioning me.
Listen, if you can have kids, we'll talk about it later.
I want to be the pitcher, not the catcher. Just so you know. But I'll take care of you.
This is YouTube, guys. YouTube.
I didn't say anything. I said nothing.
Come on, if you want me to drop my OnlyFans link, I'll do that.
Dude, if you want me to say something foul, I will. Chicken, duck, goose.
Oh, yeah. How about this one? Moist, warm, gusset.
No, those aren't fouls.
The last one was.
You missed the joke.
Man, bring Clay up on the panel. I don't think he's had enough from last night, which was an awesome show, by the way. Last night, drinking.
Oh, and Jerry, just so you know, the way KFAR made it to 10K was his fez and his Moorish flag. If you DM me your address, I will send you from Amazon.
Wait, you mean KFAR didn't buy his subs like Mr. DeCastro?
No, he did not. But
I know.
I'm trying to find where I can buy him, by the way.
He's good.
You can send it to Kevin, and he'll send it to me if you don't trust me online. But I sent him.
That's fine.
No, I sent him his Moorish flag and his fez because I am in reality the Amon by Chris Samaj Shabazz El Khalif, known as the Zephyr of the Atlas Mountains of the ancient freely traveling clan of El Bay. So it's a mouthful, but
why are all of them named?
I can hook you up as well.
El Bay. Like, it seems like it's the biggest family ever.
Hashtag El Bay all day.
El Bay all day. I like that. Do you got my email? Do you have my email address?
I don't, and I obviously,
let me.
I'm on my phone, so obviously I'm having some other issues on my desktop.
If you can see it if you can see it on the private chat, I'm gonna leave it there so you can just go ahead and get it.
I'm gonna try on my regular computer. Let's see if we can do that.
Okay, I put it in the private chat. I don't know if you can see it.
All right.
Oh, P. Barnes is too damn funny. Look at the side chat.
All right, link me and let me in on my regular computer, and I'm gonna copy it.
Okay.
P. Barnes, you saw the coronation, didn't you?
Were there people really interested in that? I mean, to me, that was
watching.
You know, I was. I watched it on the Triggered Limeys channel.
Yeah, I was on Triggered Limeys channel as well. Yeah.
So now they gotta say "God Save the King," right?
Yes.
Yep. I've only sung that like twice when we had like special days at school that was specifically like a day for remembering a king, and we all had to sing "God Save the King," and everyone fucked up because we're just so used to singing "God Save the Queen."
Well, come on, we grew up with Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah,
and you know she.
I thought
no shade on her, man. She stuck around for a long time. It's just
she didn't want to let it go.
Brought up.
Her mom was old as shit.
P. Barnes is like, no way am I saying that shit.
Well,
I
hey,
don't
no
like
shade on Charles either, but P. Barnes, it might change real soon.
Can we all
Nobody-
just talk about the elephant in the room?
You're
Long,
already
Any
talking.
haircuts at the coronation?
Long Island Audit said he was running for mayor of New York. Why isn't he being coronated today as the King of England?
Well,
Hey, Miss
Chili
Mandy.
I
said
think
he
that's
was running for governor of Ohio, governor of California, governor of Alaska, governor of Nevada, and then he changed it to I need to go to a state that has a small population so I can win.
yeah.
So
well,
you nor'easters out there,
Michigan is not a nor'easter, and I grew up in Washington D.C. So
okay. Well, then
I'm
you're
just saying,
safe.
Sean
Paul Reyes.
His Majesty Sean Paul Reyes could have been coronated today.
He could have been.
in his protests that he garnered 50 people out of 8 million. He said he was going to run, and I think, I mean, we run for president every 4 years, but to be a king is completely different.
Mandy!
To be a king.
Oh, in the U.S.
Well-
Yeah, that doesn't fly.
We can change.
We should have an honorary king, right? We should crown an honorary king. Why not, right? Just have make him like a paper crown or whatever, like with one of them Burger King ones. We
Yeah,
can
When
give
you
that
get a
Sean Paul Reyes.
monarchy that's a figurehead
You jumped
only
on what I
and
was
has
saying. That was the
nothing to do with government.
Yep.
I think we have a plan for that.
You can have it.
Is that the president?
No, dude, I'm talking about the royals.
You can have it your way at Burger King. Be a king for a day, and you get your little paper crown.
If you've seen the new commercial
How you doing,
Burger
Pokey?
King has out where they're like, "You're the king."
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You can be a king for a day,
But yeah.
and
Oh, and I get no money from Burger King, but I got to tell you, man, those Whoppers are great for a cheap fast food burger.
Cheap. Those things cost like $20 now, man. They ain't cheap anymore, man.
I was about to,
The-
I was
You're
about to
shopping
say,
in East LA. You need to go to Ventura County.
so
no, thank you, white man.
Metro Detroit, Michigan.
Wait, did you just call me white bread?
Fucking white piece of shit.
Hey, it's Miracle Whip, not mayonnaise.
Julio. Up here in Michigan, because my son took my credit card the other day, him and his buddy went to McDonald's. It was like $38 for 2 kids. And granted, they're
Your
big kids.
credit card, did you allow that to happen?
Medical's legal here, but it was $38.
Yeah, I got a weed card too. That's not what we're talking about.
No, I'm just saying. It's fast food is no longer cheaper than the actual, like restaurants.
Oh, the Lagerlurgy is what fucked it all up with all the delivery services, and the restaurants started realizing that we can charge more if we have to deal with the not customers picking up the food.
Yes, Logan. You preach, buddy.
If I just because you guys are both in LA, right?
Yeah.
So we had a big sign here. So I live like 15 minutes outside of Metro or the city of Detroit. Not far. I'm not like in some hayseed fucking background. There was a big sign at the McDonald's like a year ago that the people that worked there didn't know how to use the trays because they were short on bags and they were short on the wrappers. So there was, and again, the people that were fighting for $15 an hour didn't lack the brain space on how to set things on a fucking tray to hand them to you. They were lost, confused, dazed. These were
dazed and confused.
right. I mean, seriously, like there was to literally,
They
you know,
still
and again,
confused in our backyard.
yeah, the 1A auger.
Our high school buddies.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
No, I was just laughing about the dazed and confused joke.
Yeah, it is dazed and confused. And again, the 1A owners that always needed a fucking sign for everything. Yeah, they needed a sign to tell people at the drive-through window that these people weren't competent enough to put your stuff anywhere other than the original thing they were put in, and after that they were lost.
Remember when restaurant workers came out on roller skates?
I do. And when I was young in Virginia, yes.
Yeah.
That's way before poor Jerry ever existed.
That never happened here in Australia, but we did have like a 1950s type diner where it was like that, where it was the girls wearing like kind of like 1950s dresses and shit, like roller skating around and bringing you your burgers and milkshakes on trays and shit. It's like
on it, cups on trays on roller skates.
Yeah, it was impressive. Those milkshake glasses are like pretty easy to tip over.
Yes.
Those were malts. Just for the record, those were malts, not milkshakes. Malt.
Stand corrected.
Yeah, I do like a malt.
Those were malts. Or floats.
And they have those special blenders just for those to froth them up.
Those girls in those little
Stop. It's YouTube. Stop.
Saying they were hot. That's all. It's fair.
Yeah, they were.
It's fair.
Oh, I'm gonna have one hell of a porn search tonight.
just when you get to the
car hop girls on roller skates.
No, when you get the East Coast audit one that he's videoing the little kids, just remember to link off so it doesn't get caught.
Yeah. Hey, I'm the guy who actually had the shitty end of the stick and got the job of having to go through thousands of DVDs looking for child porn for U.S. Customs.
Excuse me?
Oh,
Yeah.
That's made me. That kind of made me sick.
Was that a chore, Logan?
Yeah, that nobody was excited about having to actually go through the tapes. And I'm old school. Let me tell you, going through the VCR tapes was a lot worse than having to go through the DVDs.
I was going to say, do you like
Because you can skip scenes in the DVDs.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like, do you watch it on like a higher speed or something like that? Because otherwise, it could take hours per tape.
Yeah,
So
no. We put it on. We're not listening to the sound because, well, number one, the sound is dubbed. Number two, they're gearing it towards people who like hearing women in peril and make them victimized.
Oh, that's
And it's like, no, I don't need to hear this. And you put it on fast forward, and you've got to watch them all the way through because the child pornographers will hide scenes in the middle of the movies.
gross.
Dang.
When
That's
you get
nasty, man.
500 of these tapes, it's the same freaking tape, and you got to go through them all. And it's like, no, not again.
Sweet Jesus, God bless you for your work. I couldn't do it. It's like being a nurse. I couldn't do it. The blood, I can't do it. So can I ask a question of the panel, right? So, like, I'm an older guy. I'm disabled. But I still bench 350. And, I mean, if I saw, like, East Coast Audits or one of those other people harassing women, I mean, I wouldn't even think twice. I would drop the fucking hammer hard. Like, cold clock, back of the, between the chin and the ear, back of the head, while they're chit-chatting into their phone, and just knock them the fuck out. Am I wrong in that?
That's called the mastoid gland, and they taught me that in the law enforcement academy.
Yeah, and then I would accidentally step on their phone and break it. Accidentally, of course.
Well, to be honest with you, man, that's a thought, and I think that's a thought that anybody who has any kind of human decency thinks. You know what I mean? I think thinking about it is something that anybody, like I said, who would want to show them a lesson is thinking about. Whether or not you'll actually do it, I don't think I could see myself doing that. Probably if I was younger, when I was younger, I probably would have done it without thinking. But I have too much. There's too much. I care about my freedom and stuff like that. So I know that I would be wrong, and I know that I would have to face some jail time and stuff like that. And I know that if I ever got into a situation physically with those guys,
there's no jail time ever for anything. You could rape a goat and there'd be no jail time. You're in California. Anything goes.
Yeah, tell that the vendorita that Silence Boy got arrested because she touched my camera.
Silence Boy got arrested? I didn't know that.
He got a street vendor arrested because she touched his camera.
Yeah. But he got let right back out. I mean,
and then he wound up getting arrested for filing a false police report.
Did he serve time?
I don't know if he served time.
Right, because he probably in California.
And you know what? You know what?
News actually, he was on Telemundo 52.
Right? Yeah, he was. He.
That such a good boy. We live in a 600 square foot apartment. The three of us.
Hey, speaking of Goat Boy,
dollars.
Speaking of Goat Boy, the only video I've ever seen of an auditor getting his ass kicked is the one Silence Boy put up when Goat Boy got his ass kicked at the Tampico Spice Company.
Oh, the best one, Taco Terry. Taco Terry, where he tries to go film inside the Maryland State election board, and he gets put like some senior citizen like pushes him and knocks the crowd.
Oh, you mean an old vet said no?
And he's filming the next day with the big fucking headband because his skull was split, and then he tried. I'm gonna file assault charges. And
oh God, I can't wait until I see Chili DeCastro's torture brews in legal paperwork.
Chili's torture things aren't going to show until he sends out some of his gay porn vids. But
I got sent Chili's thong video.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's a picture that I do not want to see.
Yeah, sorry even about the verbal image.
Hang on, guys, hang on. Just real quick, just to Pokey brought up another subject here about the Jeremiah stuff, and you know what, dude? I know for a fact that kid cannot continue living with those two people, regardless of any other abuse that might happen from here on out. She should not be with them. I don't understand what's happening with CPS or if anybody's called them, but their daughter needs to leave that situation right away because it's not that there cannot be anything good happening there. It's obvious that man has no scruples about begging people for money, and every day, every single week, begging for money is not okay for a kid to be there living with him. They need to get his daughter away from him as soon as possible. I could care less whether or not he thinks it's a, you know, like, oh, they're gonna take away my daughter, whatever. Keep e-begging. I don't give a shit. Get get his daughter out of that situation. Give that kid a chance. That kid needs a chance.
Yeah, I'm just going to say, as an East Coast kid,
Preaching to
that
the
part of
choir.
Kentucky is, I mean, it's just like the southern ass of the panhandle of Virginia and that part of Tennessee. That's Appalachia. That's inbreeding's not out of the
What gets
inbreeding's
me,
not a horrible thing. Right. Exactly. And that's where they filmed that, was in Virginia, and the panhandle was the ding 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 ding. Right. So that's the only reason Jeremiah hasn't been arrested yet. And yes, they do. Absolutely.
well, CPS is overwhelmed.
And that's probably true too, because of the situation. All those people are on welfare. They all live in trailers. They're, you know, it's a blight on
What's the overwhelmed CPS supposed to do? Take the kid out of a shitty trailer and put him in a less shitty trailer?
Yes.
I get it. I get it. I get it that it's difficult, but this is a
The last gentleman just said, yes, take them away immediately from Last Days of Freedom and his gimpy wife. Absolutely.
the thing is that I understand that CPS might be overwhelmed, and I understand that CPS might have a lot of cases, but when you're looking at the abuse in front of your eyes, when it's there, you know what I mean? It's not that, you know, like, I get that there's other situations, but this is something I would, if I was in CPS, if I was, you know, a director of it, to me this would be an emergency situation, because you're looking at it. The abuse is happening there in front of our eyes. You know what I mean? I really don't understand, and I don't understand even the people who want to give him money because they feel bad for the child. Even though people want to give them money, they should be finding a way to get CPS on that. I don't know. I don't know what you have to do. I don't know who you have to call. It's just that situation. All I see is that poor kid, you know, falling into something even worse. And who knows what's going on behind the scenes, because this guy has, I mean, he has no shame on the things that he's doing in front of the camera. What is he doing off the camera? And there's already enough evidence to show that he does not care. He will pimp out his daughter. He could deny it all he wants, but we've seen it. And you guys seen.
Said it. That's
He had a $300 membership on his channel that said Samantha will give you a personal phone call.
And what does that mean? You know what I mean? Like, what does that
Yeah,
mean?
no kidding. It's like, okay, you know, red alert, every pedo out there, every chomo. Yep, you can talk to this 5-year-old girl for $300.
right.
Jerry,
Jerry said it. Jerry said it best. When you're willing to put a price on a child, and God, please, Jesus, help us all, that's not that's not what he does, but it sure as hell looks like it. And yeah, sick. And I get selling yourself out to be arrested for, you know, your drug money. That makes sense to, you know, to some,
if you're over 18 and want to sell your ass,
you know,
fine,
if
knock yourself
you're
out.
where you're, you know, a prostitute, that's fine. But a 5-year-old that their parent,
Oh.
yeah, that to me, that's just so beyond the pale.
I'm the guy who had to search for the child porn. Remember that? Harming a child really hits a hot button with me.
I've since we've been chatting, I've hooked into Jerry's phone, and I see his porn searches. It's not pretty, but I mean, at least it's not that, right?
But you have something against ebony?
Something about horses and the thing that really scared me was the camel gaping. I don't even get what that's all about, but it's fine to each.
I have
adult.
never heard. I used to work in the porn industry. I have never heard the term camel gaping until just now, and the image
Look
that
into
popped into my mind was a camel with, picture taking
and
from the
you're
rear.
right. That's what I'm saying. It's a camel in the supplicant position.
Yeah,
Hook into Jerry's.
no, I'm not going to look into Jerry's phone search history.
It's camels gaping.
Look, guys. Look, if you guys want to have interesting subjects when you have your podcast, you got to look at all kinds of stuff. Okay, you gotta be willing to have an open mind. All right, that's all it is. It's just interesting searches. You guys are putting too much on some interesting searches. That's all.
Yeah, this is why I don't share my screen, because I got some interesting searches still up on tabs.
Jerry has the freedom to look at whatever he wants.
No, I don't. I don't want to look at anything. And shut up, because my girlfriend watches this. Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, really? You know what a flirt I am.
Then I won't even. The doc.
She knows about you, Logan. She knows about you, bud.
Oh, you already warned her. Thanks a lot.
Oh yeah, my girlfriend, sure, pal. No, you remember when I used to get on with Cripple Cat? She used to come on then. She just doesn't get on the chats as much.
No. Cripple Cat is literally my neighbor, and she's still breathing, still doing well. She's just dealing with real life instead of YouTube.
I get it. Yeah, I know.
She makes it a point to go to Uncle Artie's Bar and Grill of Stupidity when he does his live streams.
Oh, but I think she's she goes to him because he was there for her, like in a rough time. So I understand that. She's a fine lady, and I hope someday we see her on here again.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. And I got to tell you, the only reason she's not on YouTube as much is because she's dealing with the real world stuff.
Of course.
Yeah, she's got adult things to do with some kids, so it's like shit.
Understood. Yeah, but that's when my girl used to come on. You guys used to talk to her on the chat. She used to come on as CPS. As a matter of fact, her handle whenever you guys see her, it'll be CPS, because back when we used to troll BSBT, she used to come on as CPS and tell them like, you don't got your kids.
Her.
You seen her?
I have seen her. Yes.
Yeah, we used to.
Trolling Josh is just, man, you're punching down when you do that.
That was before. That was when he was putting up the video when he said when he called out Artie's Corporate Fictions channel on you remember when he had just came on, when he was like on the scene and before everybody found out all of his issues. This was like I want to say like 8 months ago, 9 months ago. Like it was a while back ago.
Josh is the only reason you people don't have your dogs and cats wearing powdered wigs and goose-stepping under some kind of allusion to the government that has been alleviated by the First Amendment. So other than broken system, Josh, your dogs and cats be wearing wigs. Just saying.
What do you mean by you people?
You people.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
You people that contract with the corporation that is the fiction that is the United States. You people.
Peck speaks for all the bots out there. You better watch out, man.
Hey, Peck,
Yeah.
we call them those guys out here in California.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
yeah,
know
he's doing
Those
some
guys
toxic
who are
thing.
fighting for your freedom by auditing libraries.
Oh no, I audit. Forget libraries. I audit like kindergartens personally, and I am the First Amendment. I audit kindergartens.
You are the First Amendment? You're the actual amendment that came to life?
I am the First Amendment. I am the Chris Samaj El Shabazz El Bay.
All day. Did you see your name?
Do you remember?
I can't even do it with a straight face. So anyway, yeah, I audit your all's kids' kindergartens.
You're a little pale to be a Moor.
No, I'm a Moor. I'm the first Moor. And for $29.99, I can sell you a Moorish package right now.
It's a bargain. Sold.
I thought the first Moor's name was Dave.
It doesn't matter. The first name is. It's the middle name.
As long as you ended with El Bay.
Right, and you need to spell the middle name backwards. So instead of James, it's Samaj.
Oh.
You need to do that, and then a wet red thumbprint. But I can give you a discount since we're on Jerry's live stream. Instead of $49,
I actually met a girl whose name was Aquanetta.
Yeah.
And for those of in the side chat that don't know what Aquanet is, it's hairspray.
Yeah,
Some poor girl got named after a can of hairspray.
So I can top that. So I was an outreach speaker in Detroit public schools in the surrounding areas for years.
What were you reaching for?
Different MIT college.
Okay.
So we had these cards that everybody filled out that, you heard Mr. Jackson, blah, 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 blah. You filled out your first and last name. And this one girl put J and a hyphen A. And I came back to her because I was like, I'm not sure how to. It's like this is 2012. This is before the world went crazy. And I asked her, I was like, what's going on? And she said, my name's Jehyphena.
Shit.
I was like, what? Yeah, Mahyphena. And I was like, okay, whatever, it's fine. That went in the round folder. I don't, it's not something I ever want to talk about. That was like in 2015 when I was in the penthouse in northern Ohio, Buck County Road, where they had the kid.
Penthouse Magazine had a place in northern Ohio?
No, this is a career tech center. It was for high school kids. Teaching them technical, everything culinary to like medical to blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I was in the motorcycle marine class, and they had this one kid, and he had a card. And this is before it was accepted, right? So the kid had a card that said male, and he'd flip it over and it said female. And then he'd flip it over again, and flip it over again, and flip it over again. So after the class, I asked the teacher, I was like, what the F is that? right? And he said, yeah, that's genders, and, just be glad you never caught him halfway pulled. So, yeah, it's pretty crazy. So,
Hey,
but
hey guys. I'm sorry about this, but I'm gonna have to cut it off. I got something going on, and I was gonna start at 12 because I actually have this going on right now. So I'm gonna be back at 12. If everybody wants to show up at 12, I'll have everybody back on at 12. I gotta go, guys. I'm so sorry that I have to cut it off like this. Thank you guys for showing up. Thank you
don't
everybody
worry,
for
All good, man.
in.
man.
Thank you so much. Thank
Thanks,
you so much,
Terry.
guys.
No worries. God
I'll
bless.
see you.
Later.
Come
Y'all
back at
around
12.
the
I'll be
cats.
back at 12. I'll be back at 12 or 2 hours from now.
No worries. God bless.